several world title matches ahead of us this week in the world of wrestling. WWE loses Sheamus. It's all here on the Wrestling is Bullshit podcast. Welcome back. Good to have you. Very excited to get into this today. I guess we'll start with the elephant in the room. Sheamus is gone from WWE. He has not signed an extension. He will be a free agent sooner rather than later. Ultimately, it's not a big shock that Sheamus is not re-signing with WWE. He's been there for several years. And he has ultimately done everything that he can do except for one thing. That one thing that eluded Sheamus in the WWE was the Intercontinental Championship. And they have teased Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship quite a few times at this point for the past few years, maybe as early as 2023, if I'm not mistaken. But ultimately, we will not see Sheamus become a Triple Crown champion or whatever they call it over there. We will not see him gather the one championship that eluded him in WWE. And ultimately, that is a serious blunder, in my opinion. It's been great to see Sheamus over the years, right? Over 15 years in WWE. I believe he started in 2008 or 2009. It's been great, and he's been fun. There's a lot of diehard Sheamus fans out there. He has brought new eyes to the product just by being himself, just by being his awesome self. He will definitely be remembered highly if this is it for him in wrestling. But, one has to ask, how does WWE miss that story? It's a very easy story, right? You could have had Sheamus take the title off of any of the past previous champions of recent memory, of course, whether it was Sami Zayn, whether it was Dirty Dom, whether it was Penta. All of those guys wouldn't have hurt from a loss to Sheamus in order to give Sheamus the Intercontinental Championship, which a lot of fans wanted to see him get. So I guess I'll miss seeing Sheamus in WWE. I still ask why we never got to finish his story with the Intercontinental Championship. And I really hope that there is a home for him if he does wish to continue wrestling. And I'm sure there will be, whether it's TNA, as some people say. I think he'd be much better in AEW, of course. Who wouldn't be better in AEW? AEW knows how to book people that wrestle, right? Do they have trouble booking some archetypes of wrestlers? Yes, absolutely they do. A guy like Sheamus, you can put him with the Death Riders and he'll be fine. If somebody was clamoring for Sheamus in the G1 Climax next year, 2027, Sheamus in New Japan would be fantastic. I don't think that would happen, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think AEW is where he would end up if he was to continue wrestling. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's done. But yeah, the main thing here is I really wish he was able to win the IC title before he left the company, because he more than deserved it and the fans really wanted to see it. Another bit of surprising news here. We're starting this episode with news, and then we'll go into the results. Obafemi chooses to face Brock Lesnar instead of wrestle for one of the world titles at SummerSlam. He will be facing Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam. This will probably be Brock Lesnar's last match. But man, I got to ask, why have him win the King of the Ring tournament if he's not going to face for a world title at SummerSlam? That has been the established tradition of King of the Ring and SummerSlam for the past few years at this point. Why would you do this? Why would you have Obafemi win the tournament if you're just going to have him face Brock at SummerSlam and not fight for a world title? Winning the King of the Ring tournament means you fight for a world title at SummerSlam. And there were other people that could have easily won this tournament, and it would have made sense. For example, Seth Rollins, right? Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns seem to be in a program, and they seem to be having a match at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship, a title that Roman holds that Seth has held in the past. So why not give Seth that King of the Ring victory? He really needs it right now. You look at 2025 for Seth Rollins, it was a good year for him. He was a heel next to Paul Heyman. And then you look at 2026 for Rollins, and he's back to being a face, and he really did have his story stepped on by an injury, and it kind of killed his momentum a little bit. He's doing fine. He had a nice pair of matches with Braun Breaker, won both of them. I believe he had three and won two of the three, if I'm not mistaken, actually. But, why make a rule for yourself, WWE, if you're not going to follow it? Or at least make an attempt to explain that Obafemi will get a world title match after his feud with Brock Lesnar. I didn't hear any of that. Sound off in the comments if WWE, whether it was the commentary team, whether it was Adam Pearce, whether it was some sort of social media post, has cleared up whether or not Obafemi will get a world title shot somewhere down the line, even if it's not at SummerSlam. Please sound off in the comments. Yeah, those are two bits of news, all WWE based. Obafemi not utilizing the King of the Ring stipulation and fighting for a world title at SummerSlam, and then WWE losing Sheamus. Sheamus not re-signing with the company. Two interesting bits of news there. We get into the results here before we get into the watch list. We have two big title changes. We had Hikaru Shida win a survival of the fittest match to become the new TBS champion. This TBS championship was vacated after an injury to previous champ Willow Nightingale. And now Hikaru Shida is the new TBS champ. And I think it's about time that she has some gold around her waist again. Very excited to see AEW pick up where they left off with the TBS championship, now with Hikaru Shida. And then this next result came just hours before the time of this recording on a Monday morning in Japan. Gabe Kidd is the new IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. He was able to defeat Shota Umino, and he is once again holding the secondary championship of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Once again, the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. I love Gabe Kidd. I'm excited. I hope he takes this title over to Dynamite and defends it once or twice. I like to see the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. It's harder to see it as an American because it's a Japanese title. So Gabe Kidd doing a lot of work with AEW. I hope he has a couple of title defenses within the next coming months with that new belt that he has won in Japan. This isn't his first time holding the belt either. This is his second time. So yeah, when I think IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, I do think of Gabe Kidd, and I think he's the right guy to hold the belt right now. Not that I didn't enjoy Shota Umino. I think he'll win it back sooner rather than later, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's been good fun following the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. That IWGP World Heavyweight Championship has been in 2026 alone. It started on Konosuke Takeshita, their main title at New Japan, the World Heavyweight title. It started on Takeshita. It was won by Yota Tsuji, and then Callum Newman held it for a couple of months, and then Yota Tsuji has just won it back very recently. But Gabe Kidd is the holder of what, in my mind, is the most interesting championship in New Japan, which is the Global Heavyweight Championship. It's been held by guys like Andrade, Shota Umino, Gabe Kidd in the past, and there's one other person that held it this year that I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, well. Anywho, two new champions in the world of wrestling. Let's get you into the watch list, and then let's get into the top 20 champions of wrestling, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Short episode today. Some stuff happening, not too much happening, though. Anywho, this watch list is packed with multiple world title matches. Very excited to get into it here. We got 3 shows. Each show is seemingly being main evented by a world championship match. We start on Monday with Monday Night Raw. We have Sami Zayn defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. A SmackDown title being defended on Raw. None of it makes sense. That's okay, though. This is pro wrestling. I'm not going to complain about it too much, okay? I will point it out, though. None of it makes sense. The Obafemi thing doesn't make sense. Sheamus not winning the IC title before he left the company doesn't make sense. And then here's Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes, which is a SmackDown feud happening on Raw. Doesn't make any sense. That's okay. I'm just excited to see the match, to be honest. And I really hope Sami Zayn retains. We do not need to be putting that title back on Cody, in my humble opinion. Anywho, We got that one match on Raw. And then on Wednesday, we have AEW Dynamite Beach Break. We have 3 big matches here. We have Konosuke Takeshita defending the AEW International Championship against Kyle Fletcher. We have a Casino Gauntlet match for the #1 contendership to the AEW Women's World Championship. And then we have in the main event, MJF defending the AEW World Championship against Kenny Omega. This is a must-watch match. I think the main event of Raw, which is that WWE Championship match between Sami and Cody, is must-watch. And I also think Dynamite's main event between MJF and Kenny Omega is absolutely must-watch as well. And then if that's not enough for you, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday we have AEW Collision. We will see Bandito defend the Ring of Honor World Championship against Katsuyori Shibata, which if you're a real wrestling fan like that, you know this is a banger of a match. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, all good fun, all being main evented by world title matches. It's not like we have a big pay-per-view this week, but it is a fun week to watch the weekly shows, to watch Monday Night Raw, to watch AEW Dynamite, and hell, even watching AEW Collision will be worth your time this week. Very exciting stuff here. Before I let you go, let's go ahead and get into the top 20 champions of wrestling. All right, let's get it. Let's just get started. I want to keep this video under 15 minutes, so let's just jump right into it. With the honorable mentions before we get to the top 20, we have the Evolve Champion of WWE, Aaron Rourke. We have the WWE Speed Champion, Lexis King. We have the Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton. We have the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Cage and Cope, formerly known as Edge and Christian, of course. And then we have the Pure Champion of Ring of Honor, Lee Moriarty. We have the WWE Tag Team Champions, Damian Priest and R-Truth. Ring of Honor World Champion, Bandito. We have Rhea Ripley, the WWE Women's Champion. We have the World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. We have the WWE ID Women's Champion, Lanie Luck. The Women's Pure Champion of Ring of Honor, Deonna Purrazzo. The Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion, Red Velvet. Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Athena. And then to close off the honorable mentions list, we have the AEW Women's World Champion, Tekla. These are all wrestlers that didn't quite crack the top 20, but they're doing solid work, and they deserve a shout-out. Let's get into the 20 now. The top 20. At number 20, we have the Women's Tag Team Champions of WWE, Paige and Brie Bella. Number 19, we have Dalton Castle and the Outrunners, the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. And then we have at number 18, the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion, Gabe Kidd. At number 17, we have the NXT Women's Champion, Kendall Gray. Coming up next, we have the Conglomeration, the AEW World Trios Champions. After them, we have Vanity Project, the NXT Tag Team Champions. And then we have Mark Davis, AEW National Champion. Rounding up at number 12, we have Divine Dominion, the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions. At number 11, we have Kevin Knight, the TNT Champion of AEW. And then rounding out the 20 to 11 list is Jon Moxley coming in at number 11. So excuse me, Kevin Knight's 12, Jon Moxley's 11. Getting into the top 10 here, we have the TNA International Champion, Mustafa Ali. Number 9, we have the North American Champion of NXT, Miles Bourne. Number 8, we have the United States Champion, Trick Williams. At number 7, we have the Intercontinental Champion, Penta. At number 6, we have Rey Fenix, the AAA World Cruiserweight Champion. Getting into the top 5 here, we have the Women's Intercontinental Champion at number 5, Sol Ruka. At number 4, we have Konosuke Takeshita, the AEW International Champion. And then we are getting into the podium here. At number 3, we have the NXT Champion, Tony D'Angelo. At number 2, we have the undisputed WWE Champion, Sami Zayn. And at number 1, we have the AEW World Champion, MJF. All right, guys, that is the top 20 champions of wrestling. This has been the Wrestling is Bullshit podcast. Happy to get you out of here in less than 15 minutes. Of course, not too many crazy things happen in the world of wrestling this past week. easy for me to say. But nonetheless, we do have a fun lineup of world title matches, again, happening on Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Be good, be happy. Peace out.